When Audrey Hepburn arrived in Hollywood, producers called her too ugly to be a star. However, when she entered a room, the most influential men stopped talking. It was as if the air had changed. She did not have perfect features, but she had something that you are probably ignoring today. And it is exactly this something that may be missing in you. That is why, even when you dress well, perhaps no one sees you as truly elegant. You may have the most expensive wardrobe in the world and still be seen as, well, let us say not exactly sophisticated. Why? Because elegance cannot be bought at the mall. It reveals itself in details you cannot even imagine exist. That uncomfortable feeling when you enter a room and sense that something is wrong? Has that happened to you? When the looks you receive are not of admiration, but of something you cannot decipher? You are probably making one of these 7 deadly elegance mistakes. The problem is that no one will warn you that you are making mistakes. They will simply classify you and move on. People really do notice. They are simply too polite to comment. While you insist on these details, another woman, less beautiful than you, is being perceived as more elegant. If you have ever felt out of place, even when well-dressed, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, because discovering these secrets will save you from embarrassing situations you did not even know you were experiencing. The first mistake is so common that 90% of women make it without realizing. Mistake 1. Turning yourself into a walking billboard of brands. Kris Jenner can wear Balenciaga from head to toe and still look like a shopping mall advertisement. Why? Because she confused prestige with being a human billboard. The reason is simple. When you believe that the more visible logos you have, the more elegant you seem, you are actually shouting to the world, "Look, I have money," and not, "Look, I have class." Truly elegant women follow an unwritten rule that the newly rich discover far too late. Ostentation is the opposite of sophistication. Therefore, when you carry a bag with giant logos, shoes with golden initials, and a belt that looks more like an advertising banner, you are not demonstrating status. You are revealing financial insecurity disguised as purchasing power. But here is the cruel paradox. The most expensive pieces from the great Masons are precisely the ones without any visible logo. The reason for this is that those who truly belong to that world do not need to prove anything to anyone. They invest in invisible quality, well-structured fabrics, impeccable tailoring, careful finishes that only another connoisseur can identify. True elegance is silent, like an expensive perfume that only those close to you can smell. The solution: a well-tailored blazer in high-quality fabric, genuine leather shoes with clean finishing, a classic watch with a discreet strap and a simple dial. Pieces that whisper class instead of shouting insecurity. And if you think you have seen it all, the next mistake is the most cruel of all, because it makes you look like a clown, even when you believe you are being creative. Mistake 2. Becoming a walking rainbow. Iris Apfel can wear vibrant colors and still maintain a coherent visual identity. But when you try to imitate this boldness without understanding the rules, the result is more amusement park than sophistication. What is really happening is that you believe that the more colors, the more interesting the outfit becomes. In reality, you are creating a visual chaos that confuses more than it impresses. You know that awkward moment when you meet a friend in the elevator and you can tell by her look that something is misaligned? Have you experienced that? The human eye processes information hierarchically. It first identifies shapes, then colors, and finally details. Therefore, when you wear lime green with hot pink, purple, and orange all in one outfit, you are forcing the viewer's brain to work in overdrive trying to decide where to focus. The result is that no color truly stands out. The cruel irony is that elegant women use at most 3 colors in one outfit, and one of them is usually neutral. They understand that elegance is about creating harmony, not competition between elements. But here is the trick no one tells you. The most impactful color in an elegant outfit is always the one that appears in the smallest quantity. The solution works like this: navy blue with white and a touch of red in the scarf, charcoal gray with dusty pink and white details, or burgundy with light gray and silver accessories. Combinations that create sophistication instead of visual confusion. But get ready, because the next mistake is even more devastating. It makes you look like you're wearing borrowed clothes, even when you spent a fortune. Mistake 3. Wearing clothes that look borrowed or stolen. Queen Latifah discovered too late that having money does not automatically mean knowing how to buy clothes that fit. For years, she wore pieces that either floated around her body or squeezed her like a sausage, until she understood that elegance begins with the perfect fit. The reason for this is that you believe the number on the tag matters more than how the piece looks on your body. But in reality, you are sabotaging your silhouette entirely. The biggest mistake mature women make is buying clothes for the size they wish they had, not for the size they actually have. Therefore, you choose a blazer 2 sizes smaller to motivate weight loss or pants that are too loose to hide extra pounds. The result? You look like you are wearing ill-fitting costumes. Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt something was wrong but could not identify what? Ill-fitting clothes do not hide flaws, they cruelly amplify them. But here's the truth that stores do not want you to know. A cheap piece that fits well will always look more expensive than an expensive piece that fits poorly. The difference between looking sloppy and looking sophisticated is literally a few centimeters of fabric in the right place. A blazer with shoulders that are too wide makes you look like an empty hanger, while a blouse with a poorly fitted bust creates those embarrassing gaps between the buttons. Elegance is in the details. Sleeves that end exactly at the wrist bone, pants with a length that lightly touches the shoe without dragging. Small adjustments make all the difference. The next mistake is so subtle that you may have been making it for years without realizing it. And it ages you instantly, even when you are trying to look young. Mistake 4. Insisting that jeans are a universal uniform. Madonna, at 66 years old, still wears ripped jeans, thinking she's being rebellious. But in reality, she looks like a teenager late for physical education class. What is really happening is that you confuse casual with sloppy. So you keep wearing those faded jeans with strategic tears that look more like the result of a lawnmower accident. Jeans have become the universal excuse for not thinking about what to wear, but here is the inconvenient truth. Not every pair of jeans works for every occasion. The reason behind this is that you believe dark jeans are too formal for everyday wear, so you choose light wash or faded ones that make you look like you just walked out of a margarine commercial from the 1990s. The result is devastating. You are always underdressed for the environments you frequent. Have you ever been introduced to someone important and felt that your outfit was not up to the occasion? The cruelty of poorly chosen jeans is that they age you instantly. A very tight, skinny cut turns you into a blue, vacuum-sealed package, while those cool tears scream midlife crisis from miles away. The solution is simple, but painful for those who believe jeans are democratic. A dark, straight-cut, high-waisted pair without artificial washes or unnecessary details, or a pair of tailored trousers in structured fabric that elevates any casual look. Your age will thank you. But there is an even more lethal mistake that can ruin even the most expensive outfit, and it is literally right under your eyes. Get ready, because this one will hurt. Mistake 5. Destroying elegance from the feet down. Catherine Deneuve may have built an empire selling the fantasy that shoes save any outfit, but the truth is that the wrong footwear destroys even the most expensive look. The reason is simple. You believe no one looks at the feet, so you wear those yellow gym sneakers or those pumps with worn-out heels that look like they survived a war. Shoes are the detail that reveal your true relationship with elegance. You may be impeccable from the waist up, but if you wear shoes that are dirty, with worn-out soles, or with an outdated shape, everything else becomes irrelevant. And nothing is more embarrassing than being introduced to someone important and realizing your shoes are peeling. But here is what elegant women know. A quality shoe lasts for decades. A cheap one lasts until the first rain. What is really happening is that you prefer to buy 5 bad pairs instead of investing in 2 excellent ones, so your wardrobe is full of footwear that shouts disposable with every step. The solution is mathematical. Replace dirty sneakers with clean leather loafers. Swap rounded toes for a black pump with a slightly pointed toe. Invest in a structured mid-calf boot. 3 pieces that solve 90% of occasions. The 6th mistake is invisible until you realize that everyone notices you less. And this one is particularly cruel because it turns you into a human Christmas tree. Mistake 6. Turning yourself into a human Christmas tree. Princess Diana learned the hard way that wearing a tiara, a giant pearl necklace, dangling earrings, and a brooch all at once does not demonstrate wealth. It demonstrates a lack of aesthetic guidance. What is really happening is that you believe more is more, so you stack necklace upon necklace, ring upon ring, and turn every outing into a silent competition of who has the most sparkle. The human brain can only process one dominant visual element at a time. When you wear large statement earrings with a statement necklace, or stack multiple noisy bracelets with rings on several fingers, you are creating a civil war on your own body. The result? Instead of elegance, you achieve a chaotic look. You know that gaze of someone who does not know where to focus? But here's the secret that truly sophisticated women have discovered. Elegance is about choices, not accumulation. They follow the unwritten rule of the single focal point. If the earrings are the protagonists, the necklace is the supporting actor. If the ring draws attention, the bracelets disappear. Elegance is like a symphony. Each instrument has its moment to shine, but never all at the same time. The solution is cruel for those who love to show everything. Statement earrings with a discreet necklace, or a statement necklace with small earrings. One elegant bracelet or one striking ring. Choose one piece to shine and let the others whisper. And now, the last mistake. This is the most treacherous of all. You think you are being practical, but in reality, you are carrying your own aesthetic destruction, and it ruins even the most elegant women. Mistake 7. Carrying your house on your back. Martha Stewart spent decades carrying bags the size of suitcases, thinking she was showing practicality, but in reality, she looked like a lost street vendor. What is really happening is that you confuse being prepared with carrying a portable emergency department, so you leave the house with a bag that looks like rejected airline carry-on luggage. The wrong bag is the silent killer of elegance, because it not only breaks the proportions of your body, but also reveals your neurotic relationship with control. You believe that needing something and not having it in your bag is a personal failure. But here's the cruel truth. A giant bag makes you look smaller and more desperate. Have you ever felt diminished by your own bag? The mathematics of elegance are merciless. An oversized bag creates an unbalanced silhouette. That huge canvas sack-style bag makes you look like a refugee from consumerism. And there is nothing more embarrassing than arriving at an elegant family event carrying a bag that competes in size with the dining table. Therefore, when you choose these practical models, you are shouting insecurity disguised as functionality. The solution is philosophically painful: a structured leather tote with a defined shape, or a smooth, medium-sized bag in a neutral color that respects the proportions of your body. Carry less, look more. So, you have discovered the 7 silent killers of elegance that were sabotaging your sophistication without you noticing. Loud logos that reveal insecurity, colors fighting like at a children's party, ill-fitting clothes that make you look costumed, jeans that age you by a decade, shoes that destroy any expensive look, accessories competing in a civil war on your own body, and bags that turn you into a lost street vendor. But do you know what is most revealing? Every mistake you made was, in reality, a silent cry to be accepted. The excess of logos shouted, "See, I have money." The accumulation of colors and accessories pleaded, "Notice that I exist." True elegance is the opposite of all that. It is whispered confidence, not shouted. It is choosing less to impress more. It is understanding that class is not a coincidence. The problem is that while you were making these mistakes, another woman, perhaps less beautiful, perhaps with less money, was being seen as more elegant. But now you know. If you want to continue discovering these secrets no one tells you, subscribe to the channel and leave your like, because a woman who understands elegance recognizes quality when she sees it. Now that you know the rules, you can break some, but consciously. Because the difference between looking sloppy and looking sophisticated is in details that cost 0 reais and are worth millions in presents. If you have made it this far, congratulations. You are already in the small minority of women who understand that class is not a coincidence. Write in the comments, "I choose elegance," and let us see who else is in this exclusive circle.